Okay.
Said, turn the volume up some.
Appreciate that.
Can
Appreciate
you
that.
let me know if you're receiving it right now? If you can.
Can you hear us right now, brother? Hello?
Yeah, hold on. I got you on my phone.
Okay.
Okay. So if you can listen
What's
for a
the
little
topic?
bit and
What's the topic?
the reintroduction.
Introduction. Okay, I'll call you back if I don't get a sound. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I like.
That's love.
That's love.
That's love.
Instead
That's
of
love.
letting us continue a whole show without doing that. But that's the
Love.
part about the reintroduction I love, because as men, we have to hold each other accountable
And that's
for
the
the next level we want to be at in life. Everybody say they want to do something in life, but then are you really willing to do what it takes to get to the next level, to allow somebody to criticize you or critique you or nurture you in a way that you don't know how to be nurtured in order to get to the level that you need to get to? Because this reintroduction you coming through come with a lot of pain, it come with a lot of struggle, it come with a lot of facets of life that you've never done before. Everybody just don't know how to get there. That was good. It's good. Yeah.
The volume is good now.
Yeah. I love that. So good.
And I love. Let's give something this.
I love snap on that one.
And that's some love right there.
Yeah.
Because they basically saying, I know these guys are dropping some jewels and gems, rather. We need this.
Yeah.
And I love that. That's accountability. Man. Okay. So, somebody said they still cannot hear.
We want to talk to the mic a little harder then. Raise it up. Yeah, we're going to have to raise up our voices.
Okay.
That's what it is. And this the man edition. We should be talking like this anyway.
Anyway, I'm
sounding like Barry White. Yeah, my bad. My bad. I don't know what I was talking so low for.
So I was saying a couple minutes ago that for a lot of men out there, I'll be your voice for you, right? We're all at different levels. So when I sit by myself, I just believe God just put me in a direction and send me things that men need to, they like to be discussed. So on this show tonight, I'll probably be saying a few things, and if it doesn't apply for you, it's okay. But it was put in my spirit, so somebody wanted me to address some of these items, these topics, that we're going to be talking about tonight. So, okay, they say they still cannot hear. I got a couple people. Okay, so, so in the area of reintroducing yourself, let's start out with the household.
Okay.
Now, whether or not you're married, right, it's still a temple that you set as a man
Correct.
in the house. How does that look for you in the course of a busy week?
Well,
Because I got to put a productive, because we said we weren't
right,
using that word anymore.
Right.
In the middle of a productive week, and you have a couple things have changed in your life, even though you're living with someone. How do you announce that it's something different about me? How do you do that? Is it
effective communication.
okay?
You have to, when you live with someone, or even if you're dating someone, you have to be effective.
Okay.
Bad or good, you have to be able to have a communication that people don't want to have. Because if I'm reintroducing myself to you, and you don't know this person, I have to be conscious that you have never met me before in this capacity. So I'm going to let you know, hey, I'm reading some books, I've listened to a couple shows, I'm looking at changing my life in a certain way. Now my actions should dictate what my words came out.
Yes.
It should not be me just saying something and then my actions are totally different. Because that's usually how we do in life as human beings. We love telling people something we're going to do, then we do the total opposite and then say, well, dang, I messed up. Did you mess up? Or did you not hold yourself accountable along the ways of when you knew you wanted to change? Because if I know I'm trying to reintroduce myself to my family, to society, whoever it may be, my mate, like you said, my household, I need to let her know what direction we going in and then follow suit to what I said.
Absolutely, and I like what you said, because we can do it verbally or we can just show in our actions that, like I said earlier, you may have to look in the mirror and say, hey, this is what we're doing today. But then people around you will see you moving differently. And this for the man, we're talking all type of men that are married, single, dating, single fathers. They will, even your children will see you sitting at the table reading the Bible. Be like, man, there's something different about
Exactly.
Dad, you know. And I just believe I said something probably about a week ago. I posted something, and it said, in conversations, I have everything to share and nothing to prove. And if something is changing in your life and you want people to recognize it, right, because you want to continue forward, it may look as simple as this. Hey, you know, I'm reading this great book, and it's talking about how to manage your finances.
Right.
Let me tell you a couple of things I learned that I didn't even know, right?
Exactly.
And then be like, well, Dad is really focusing on his finances. Okay, well, so let me watch the money that I spend around the household. Dad, is this in the budget now? And you may hear stuff like that. So it's okay to share. We don't always have to sit quiet, right? When you're making changes, it's all about your delivery, right? Especially with the ladies. It's all because they're more emotional, right? So when you're sharing something, you can still remain a man. Okay, I'm just going to say this because guys probably want me to say it. Just the example I gave to Polo. Like, you know, I'm just reading this book, and I really didn't know this about finances, right? And then it made people say, well, hey, okay, that was a nice little introduction. Dad's changing, or my husband is changing. So when in your household, Randy, or if you share space with someone, or if you're dating someone, and you decided in your time that, you know, I've grown since last week. I read a couple books, or I just learned something about my finances, or I just learned something, a different direction I want to go with my education. What is your method you use? Is it more through action or verbal?
Well, I say actions speak louder than words.
Okay.
Everybody can tell you anything. If a person not following with it up, then you become a hypocrite, because in the duration of time, people start losing respect for you once you keep saying you're going to do something and don't do it. So instead of doing that, when you show with your actions, admiration come along. Like when a woman get to admiring you, that's what you want your woman to do, admire you.
Mm-hmm.
She admires how you move. She admires how you encourages her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you in a relationship, y'all supposed to bring the best out of each other in the first place. That's what a relationship is all about. That's how you grow. When you help bringing out the best in each other, then y'all love to be around each other. But space is needed as well, right? A lot of people get to smothering each other all the time, right? But space, I'm talking about just space, not saying space for days and nothing like that. I'm just saying like a quiet room, or a man cave, or a woman's little, you know, sacred time to herself. That's very well needed, because that's when the reintroduction of self comes in play. When you spend the time with yourself. Then you come back to each other, right? And then y'all share certain ideas with each other. That's how y'all continue to grow with each other. Right, but I believe that actions speak louder than words, because sometimes, you know, things happen in life, right? So you could be a man and a woman of your word, but things still happen. So a person's got to be mindful of that sometimes if that don't come through.
Okay.
Right.
And I like that.
Because you giving your all, they see your effort in it. And then that's a woman's job this is another reintroduction for us right here. This is a woman's job, for real. This is a woman's job to encourage her man instead of breaking her down. Instead of breaking your man down, you're supposed to let him know, listen, I like how you did that. You got to encourage him. We need to hear that from our woman, right? We don't need to hear no nagging all day, every day. You know, I'm just saying when we do something wrong that they don't
No,
like.
I like your perspective, because somebody out here needs it.
Right? You got to give gratification when it's needed too. Because men, we strive off of, it's sad to say, but we strive off egotistic type of things, right? We need to hear that. You know about the id, right? The ego, the pride, right? Men need to feel loved and appreciated as well. That's a form of reintroducing the black man to society, right? Come on now. Y'all
I'm
ready?
just saying,
Okay, y'all
you
ready?
know, wait, over
You,
here,
you already know I got
what's funny,
something to
so
say.
over here, I'm feeling polo energy.
Yeah, you already know I
so-
got something to
So
say
go
about
ahead,
that.
because I want to hear again. I'm going to chime in, but
okay.
I'm feeling your energy.
See, because my thing is, I agree with Randy X up to a certain point.
Okay.
Because why we even having this topic is because so many men now are waiting for the woman to say that to them when they don't need it. I do need her to say it when she understands it, but I need her to understand it. I don't need her to say it to me because I'm messing up. Because if I'm messing up more than I'm having good stuff, then it's bogus. It's a bogus comment. Because we need brothers to step up. It's a shame that now we got less brothers doing stuff out here because we're not congratulating each other. I need to hear from you too.
Absolutely.
The woman at home, that's my support system. I definitely need to hear from her. But I need to hear her say, "Hey, babe, that 20% you gave last week, why can't I get that 80 out of you?" Because how many people giving 100?
Yeah, all day.
A lot of us not giving 100.
But that's
we
encouragement.
yeah,
but
but
I'm saying you said you disagree. You can't disagree when it's on the nose, brother. Cause listen, man. Ain't we talking about a household right here? We talking about your woman. Your woman, you got to hear that from your woman, bro. If you don't hear it from that's like a mandatory thing. That's not no. Listen, man, just when people give you positive criticism, they got to give you that real criticism when you're doing something good. That's just like when you in school. And your mother, right, even though this is a form of bribery in a sense, for you to do the right thing and get good grades. But listen, when you know you about to get an A, you know the reward you about to get when you come home, $50 for an A. A pair of Jordans for an A. You know what I'm saying? So you going to strive harder. That's just like going into society, brother. Your woman got to encourage you to have a blessed day. I appreciate you. I love you. See, women don't do that to guys. Women only always talk trash when you're not doing something wrong. You point out. Listen, when you
Well, maybe that's some women.
yeah,
So I'm gonna be
in the majority.
I can't say that. I can't
So
say that
I'm
in
gonna
the majority.
I'm gonna be in the middle of this.
Right.
All right.
So I'm gonna be in the middle. So I believe I'm about to be in the middle with this thing.
Yes, sir.
So it is, Randy, it is good to hear. That is most definitely, maybe at the end of the day, end of the night, for your woman to say to you, if you have one in your life, "Hey, I see you doing an amazing job. I know you're putting the work in, you're putting these hours in. Me and the kids who really appreciate you," right? And then I can understand what Polo's saying also, because sometimes what happens when you don't hear it, you have to encourage yourself. So we go back to self, right? Always. So we're going to go back to self with this thing. So that is good to hear. It's very encouraging, right? It's for a lot of men, it's your cup of coffee in the morning, right? And sometimes you get it the night before, right? But
You said you used the word good. I don't think good is the right word for that. It's mandatory. It's needed.
So
Not
from
good, it's
from
needed.
and that's your perspective on it. So I just chose that word. So that's a good thing, because I tell people lots of time that, I'm a good man. I'm not perfect, right? So I use that word. It's kind of like in the middle, but for you and your world, and we're speaking all different type of men. For some men, it may be mandatory, right? And then for other men, they learn how to encourage themselves. Because what happens, you may not always be in a relationship.
That's true.
So if you're not in a season where you're in a relationship, that's that season when you're going to have to encourage yourself. You're not coming home to it. You're not waking up to it. You're not talking to it in the middle of the day. So what happens then, right? At that point, you're encouraging yourself. So I have to agree with you. It is very nice to hear, but then I have to agree with Polo. It's not necessary. We really don't need it too at the same time if you're in that in-between season.
No, but the question came about pertaining to in the relationship.
No, it's the household. But it's the household.
That's what I'm saying.
Household.
In the
How does that
relationship.
look for
So
you?
we answering that question.
So for the relationship?
in the household setting, we're not answering that question.
But a household
pertaining to
setting
self.
could be without the woman. It can be. It could be with. Yes,
No,
it is.
I understand that.
Because
that's
we.
how he kind of introduced it.
I definitely understand that, but I want to be able to, for brothers to understand, because being from a position when you have to learn, and you should be able to appreciate this part, learn what you did by yourself, and now you're introducing it to your woman, if you have one, you introduce to your woman these tools that you've learned. So my point being is that, yes, I would want her to do that, but is it mandatory? Once I'm doing 100%, that's when it become mandatory, because now I'm letting you see I'm not a 20% dude. I know a lot of 20% dudes that want that mandatory, and they only 20%.
Absolutely.
If you 20% in the household, why do she got a man? Nah, bro, you need to step your game up, because even if she wasn't there, you should be doing this.
Absolutely.
She doesn't mitigate that, because when I didn't have no woman in my life, guess what? I had to be 100% by myself.
Oh, damn. You know what comes in play with that, right?
Go ahead.
Your will. You know what feeds your will is your desire.
Correct.
So a guy got to strive to want to be the best for himself, right? You got to want to change, want to strive, want to do the right thing, accomplish goals and plans and all this for yourself. Now, that comes first before you even try to be in a relationship, because that ties into love. You got to love yourself, right? A lot of people get in relationships and don't love themselves.
So I just want to put this out there, Randy X. Cynthia Bridge said some women. And then Ena Blunt said, speak, Randy. So it's definitely pros and cons to this. So I'm glad that people are chiming in to give us their opinion. And these are women. Both of these are women.
So
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you for
what's
your
up,
comment.
Cynthia? So once again, we're just to stay focused on what we're talking about. It's the reason why it's three of us on this panel. Randy, a percentage can relate to where what you're talking about, where they're at. Same with Polo, and then where I'm at with things. So the objective here is to give all men, right? And we may be able to address most of them here on this show, some options, some tools to say, hey, you're going to reintroduce yourself, and these are some obstacles you're going to come up against. So as we go out into society, and I really want to stay focused on this I said earlier about what's not trending. So good father energy, good husband energy is not really trending right now on social media. You know, it's not. I don't know about you guys. I just don't. I see it a little bit. So people are going to tend to go with that. So if anything is absent, sometimes you tend to you may forget what it looks like. You know, it can be your female friend or whatever, and she hadn't seen you in a few weeks. Be like, oh, I almost forgot what you look like. You know, so that's what I'm talking about on this show. Man, we have to reintroduce ourselves, the reintroduction to society.
But you said something really deep today, Chef, that I didn't think about. I very rarely post pictures of me and my daughters together.
Okay.
I very rarely, you got to catch it in the midst of. But what I realized was something you said today, and a lot of men are doing this now. They're posting pictures of their graduates, their graduations, accomplishments of their kids. And a lot of men, you know, because of how we looked at social media, and I'm at fault of this, I don't look at social media from all its aspects it could be working for. I only work the business side of it. I don't really work the family-oriented side that's positive.
Okay.
And I need to get into that more. And shout out to the kids. Daddy gonna do better. But I just say that because I'm noticing now that I don't do that. We got a caller, so go ahead, Chef.
So we got a caller. Welcome to Man's edition of Creative Emotions. Who am I speaking with?
Man, this is Kennedy.
Hey, Kennedy, what's going on?
Called y'all earlier about y'all sound, man. Y'all on my man Randy. Randy right on this one, bro.
Okay, then. Okay, we gonna leave him alone then.
I'm not leaving him alone.
And when Polo said that, you know, it's not mandatory, he's saying in a relationship, it should be mandatory. So if you want the man to give 100%, and if you're not giving 100%, you need to speak it into existence.
I go along with that, Kenny.
I go with that.
I go with that.
So I mean, on this one, I agree with Randy. I'm giving y'all support, man. Y'all doing a good job. Y'all hold it down for the brothers. Y'all keep it up. The sound working. That's all y'all had a 14 conversation. You can right now for all men.
So appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Appreciate you.
So y'all keep up the good work.
Thank
I
you
think-
for watching.
Thank you, brother.
Right.
So Randy over here feeling better. He's been smiling a little bit.
Y'all
Right.
brothers done
So I do.
got on my head, brother.
No,
just
but I
playing.
had to speak to the audience that's in between.
Oh, no, all day.
Yeah, because like I said, some men are not getting up to it. Some men are not going to bed to it. You know, so they don't have that significant other there for the encouragement. So I'm just encouraging them that, okay, it's coming, but encourage yourself along the way. So
and put the right men in your life.
you got to put the right ones.
Because I had a brother, and this is a real quick story, and I'll throw it right back to you, Chef.
Okay,
a
thank
brother,
you.
good brother, Randy X, know the brother, but he's such a good dad. He's an awesome dad, but he don't have a lot of his network of friends, male friends, is just very small. So one day I said, "Hey, bro, let's go down to the boat and chill." He was like, "All right," because I want him to know, man, it's other brothers out there that's good, doing good in life. And you don't have to be in this small little circle with your friends that you have. It's larger pools of people.
Yeah,
and we have to
absolutely.
encourage a man to step outside your comfort zone. Go to a poetry night. Go to a jazz night. It may not be what you want to do, but you might meet somebody of like mind that you never met before because you're in this small circle.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason why I say the encouragement or the reintroduction got to start with you, because you got to know I'm valid in any community that I'm in. Not just this one that's just the dad role. If I want to be a businessman, I don't know nothing about business, why am I not going to a business conference?
Absolutely.
I'd rather go to the bar and buy a drink than go to a business conference. Let's make it make sense, brothers.
Make it make sense.
Yes, sir.
And I
Good
think
one.
on this panel today, we all agree with starting with yourself. You agree with that? That was one at the
I
top of your
definitely agree
list?
with that.
Randy?
Everything is pertaining to self.
Okay.
Anytime you place yourself outside the box of self, that's when you tend to deviate and go to a different path and lane that you don't belong in.
Okay, and I agree with that also. And I want to share this because we're getting close. With myself, I didn't get an opportunity to. I had to start with myself, and I started going back to the gym. So what that did for me was it applied more discipline in my life, right? So I had to get away from, I had to get control of my desires. Anybody knows me know that I love to cook. I really enjoy it. So it's nothing for me to stop by the store. I'm posting pictures, I'm grilling, I'm doing my thing. That's my desire. But I said, well, you know what? Let me get control in that part of my life because I'm good. And I told, it was a couple years ago, I said, don't always stay with the compliments, right? Go into areas that you need to build in, because it's easy for us to stay with all the compliments.
Yeah.
I'm good at that,
Everything
right?
you know you're good at. Yeah,
Right, I'm
yeah.
good. I can stay in that cooking
Right.
thing every day, right? So I started going to the gym because it challenged me to have more discipline,
Right.
even when I'm doing my sets, right?
Right.
To stay focused in that moment, right?
Right.
Not to pick up my phone in the middle of my sets. So that's how mine started for me. Now I was leading off into other areas, and I really want men to get this, man. I see you, I see you, I see you, I see you.
That's important.
They see you. They see you. They know what it is, right? They know what it is. So other tools is, you mentioned something about pictures posted on social media. Anybody goes on my page, they know two things about me. I love my children and I love cars. So that's what you're going to see on there. But I post that because I want more men to, and I'm not speaking to all men, but I just want more men to fight. Fight for your children. Do not give up, right?
That's what's up.
You got to fight. I went to my son's graduation today, and he did excellent, right? I was telling you about it, Polo. And the one thing, he looked out in the audience and he seen me. And, man, just if I took a picture actually of him smiling.
Right. That was tough.
And now, even though things didn't work out with his mom and I never stopped fighting for my son or my daughter.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's my legacy. So I'm going to tell these men out here, things get difficult. So when you're reintroducing yourself to the world and maybe a previous spouse or someone you had a child with, they need to see, now they're going to see by your actions and your conversation that you're moving differently, right? And that's very important.
100%.
That's very, very, very important. So when you look at my page, be like, I don't really have to post pictures about things I can afford because I'm just affording them. I don't have to post pictures about places I'm going. I'm just there. Right? you know what
I
I'm
like
saying?
that. I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Right. So I just want men to get this part right here. When you reintroducing yourself, don't stay in the compliments. Stay in the areas where you need growth. You're already good there, right? So people will stay where you're not good while you're staying where you're good.
Okay, I gotta give you something, Mr.
You
Wilson.
feel what I'm saying?
Yep, I gotta give you something. Cynthia
Okay.
said, "Yes, Mr. Wilson, go." I added the go on there, Cynthia. Don't worry about that.
Hey, look, let me say something. Like, I want to say thank you, Chef, for sharing that message with the people pertaining to participating and attending your son's graduation and other little events. Because I know when I was young, right, I was raised by a single mother, and I played sports all my life. And this is not a jab at my mother or nothing like that, right? Because she raised 8 kids by herself.
Okay.
So she can't attend everything, right?
Absolutely.
But me, I always looked up in the bleachers just to see if she's ever gonna show up just to one of them.
Okay.
Right? No, real talk.
No,
though, right?
no, I get you.
Because I know that a child needs to feel appreciated and loved, and what they desire is for them to do in their upbringing.
Yes,
As far
yes,
as activities and everything like that, things that they love to do, they need to feel proud by their parents.
Absolutely.
They need to feel that, because I really seek that and long that, you know what I'm saying, for so many years throughout my life of growing up. I was playing, you know.
Thanks for being
football,
transparent
baseball. So,
about that.
You know, that most definitely is a key. So anybody that's listening and you get an opportunity to attend any one of your children's events and activities and games and things like that, I think we need that support as the youth. The youth really needs that support, because it really makes their day and it encourages them to keep doing what they love to do.
And, you know, I just like what you just did. And we talk about on this show being transparent. So as a man, you just went back and publicly you just spoke of something that was a big part of, a sensitive part of your life, and that's cool. Because that's showing women out here and other men that it's okay, right? And it's called purging, right? So you have to get that out. And I want to share this for some of the dads or the parents out there. I'm going to speak with the dads. A cheat sheet to being a father. Anything you ever wish your dad would have did with you, do it with your children,
Yep.
right?
That's
Man,
true,
that's our cold cheat sheet. So guess what happens with your spirit and your soul? So now it's your first time, right? So that part of your life when you were 15 is now healed, because you get to experience it with your 15-year-old. So that was you back on May the 5th. You wanted to go to that Tigers game, but your dad never showed up. Now you there with your son.
Right.
And you back 15 with the popcorn in your hand, spilling your drink. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
And you
100%.
like, man, I didn't experience this, right? So your master cheat sheet is anything you ever thought your father should have did with you. You step out, reintroduce yourself to your children, and you do it. You do these things, right?
Okay.
Right? Thank you. You do these things. And it's going to be different for all of us, right? But I just really want to, and we're counting down here. What I want for our brothers is, if you ever been lost as a child, right, in a big crowd, and you're looking over, and you're looking for maybe your dad or the person you came with, and you don't see them in sight. The first thing your energy, your eyes are going to draw to is the most friendly face.
Yep.
My brothers, be that in your family's life. It can be your wife reaches, she looking for you. Where you at? Let's reintroduce ourselves the right way, right? Let's stop imitating what we're seeing on social media. You know, we can dress like it, we can talk like it, we can walk like it, but reintroduce. You know why you here. You know what it is, right? You know what it is. I say that at work all the time.
Right.
You know what it is. So let's reintroduce ourselves in a proper way, right? So women, children, I know
Right.
you looking for us. We right here. We stepping out the door. No need to look any further, right? But we coming out different, right? And as you grow in life, man, every 3 months, every 6 months, learn how to communicate the growth, right? In a positive and a healthy way, right? So your family and people in your circle can grow with you and walk with you with little or no resistance.
I gotta tell you this, Chef.
Uh-huh.
You got Ina Blunt said, "Amen, Chef." That's true, Chef. So everything you said, they chiming in on, brother. You got them going today. You and Randy X got them going.
You too, because you're dropping them gems. So when things come to me, they come to me, and I'll pick up my phone and I start writing, and I know that's God, the Holy Spirit, right?
Yep.
So if somebody's request across town, and then God heard it in their prayer, and I believe He whispered in my ear, and then I write it down so that I can address it.
Right.
Right. So I'm going to continue to say this every show. I'm going to be the voice for the men who feel like they don't have a voice, who maybe not quite there, right, with transparency. I'm going to be transparent for you, right? I'm not going to say your name out loud because I don't know it, but y'all know you prayed about it. You may have sat in your driveway, right, in your basement, in the garage, wanting a change. Start with you. We all said this. Let's look in the mirror. Start with us. I know it's cliche because of the song, but start with you. Communicate it well, right? Show it in your actions, like Randy said, right? You wanted to say something. We got a few minutes, and I want to close it out.
I just want to close out on this note. Father's Day coming up. I feel like we particularly had this show for us to share with our women out there, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all get every holiday, right? You know, Mother's Day just passed. Absolutely. A lot of brothers go out their way for their mothers to show the appreciation. I ask all the women, I'm challenging all the women to do the same for their fathers. Because I understand that they probably done bumped their heads, they done probably let you down in certain areas of your life, but they still your father. And I don't have no kids, so I'm speaking straight from the heart right now, because this is not about me, right? But I understand the importance of men feeling appreciated. Like, I was in prison, and a lot of individuals in prison was really hurt because they couldn't do things for their children. And a lot of women didn't see that. But I seen it because I was in there for a duration of time. So I'm just sharing this message to all the women that's listening right now to show appreciation to y'all fathers, because they truly do love y'all. They probably let y'all down on several occasions and everything like that, but they love y'all and they're y'all fathers. Just like we go out our way for our mothers, y'all go out your way for y'all fathers, because that will make their day.
All right.
We
got to get some on that one. Thank you.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and knock this out real quick.
Okay.
We talked about the reintroduction, and one of the things I believe in doing the reintroduction is you have to try.
Okay.
Trying is a part of the reintroduction, because people don't, like Randy X has pointed out, you pointed out, we may fail or bump our heads along the way. That doesn't make us bad or good. It's called trying. I got to get up and do it again. So by saying that, I say this: as long as I continue to try, I don't have to worry about not succeeding. It's real simple.
Yes.
We so worried about succeeding, sometimes we scared to try. And if you just try, men, and continue to try, something gonna come your way that's gonna look like success.
I like that.
It's gonna look like some success.
I like that.
I got a message for you too, Chef.
Okay.
Make sure you tell everybody where we're gonna be at Friday at the Poetry and Conversation. Make sure you let them know that. Now, I don't want no trouble out here. Go ahead and end the Chef for us.
So we appreciate all you guys listening. We're just doing. I said this year I'm just being me. I'm not worrying about what that looks like. Just only what it feels like to me, right? Mm-hmm. I got our engineer over here laughing and stuff. Yeah. So, every time I come in here, I'm just being me, right? Anybody know me know what that looks like, right? You know what it is. But so
shirt open, all that,
That's it, because that's a side.
Go ahead, Rico. Go, Rico Suave. Kill it for the end, Rico.
Don't hurt him, brother.
Don't hurt me so bad. But we appreciate you listening. We want you to tune in the next week. Transparency is really feels good. it's like if you were drowning and someone pulled you out, resuscitated you, and you take that first breath. To me, that's what transparency feels like. You know, because I may have been dying in the moment, in my thoughts and mistakes, right? And then when I'm transparent, I let it all go. It's purging.
That's deep.
That's what it is for me.
You know what's so deep with that? When I didn't know the word, at this period of time, I didn't know what transparency was, like years ago. Mm-hmm. So when this person told me, they said, man, you very transparent. I took offense to it. But that's because I didn't know what it meant.
Okay.
But the person was actually giving me a compliment.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? But I didn't know what the word meant, so I took offense to it. Just like a lot of us do when we don't understand words. Absolutely. Like people could give you a lot of compliments, encouraging you and everything like that. But if you don't take time to study and educate yourself in certain areas, you're going to be content to where you at.
Okay, we got 2 minutes here. So, Q, thank you. I know Q is out educating herself as usual, but I'd like you guys to join her for open mic poetry and conversations. You can find her at 21573 Grand River. Come on out. The show starts at
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, right? I've been before. I have to come. I've been a little, productive. So, see, I didn't learn right.
Right.
Please show up. Join Q next week. Hopefully, this has helped someone out of the three men that's on this panel reach out to somebody. So you're gonna, whenever you tune in to any of the Creative Emotions, that's what you get in these good vibes, transparency, because we life certified. We ain't hiding it. We ain't perfect, but we good. So we just like to thank you. I would just want everybody to have a good evening.
How Q said.
Oh, Q said, we love you and ain't nothing you can do about it.
Point it down.
I'm talking to you right there.